we have in our midst Uncle Evans. He's a seasoned teacher and he's going to take us through the lesson notes preparation.
So from the GS, the new curriculum, has 6 core skills. 1, we have the critical thinking and problem solving. So critical thinking and problem solving. Now the children are to do everything in the classroom and we are just to guide them. So they are now learners and we are facilitators. So the child is supposed to think and also to solve problems. So the second one is creativity and innovation. So now the curriculum will develop in such a way that the child will be able to be creative and he or she should be also innovative. Then this means the child should be able to identify challenges and also should solve them. Then the next one deals with culture, identity, and global citizenship. Culture, identity, and global citizenship. So culture defines us as whom we are. So we should be able to associate ourselves globally with others. So we should be able to identify ourselves culturally and also to socialize with other citizens who are not in our country. Then the next one is collaboration and communication. We should be able to collaborate. So if we are able to think, we are able to solve problems, that means we can collaborate with those who are already there. Then we can also communicate with them. Then the next one is digital literacy. Digital literacy. Now, everywhere we see ourselves with the smartphones. Then the last one over here is the personal development and leadership. Personal development and leadership. So we should be able to develop ourselves through the new curriculum and also to take leadership positions. Some of us, when we are called to lead, we feel shy or whatever, one way or the other. So the curriculum is now developed to educate or to facilitate the learners, to guide the learners to be able to develop themselves and also to take leadership. So here, the core competence of the curriculum is the value and principles that enable the learners to know and to do. So the curriculum is developed in such a way that the learner that you are facilitating in the class must be able to learn, to know, and also to do. So if you are giving the learner 1 + 1, the learner should know that when I add 1 to 1, it should be 2. So even when offered, the learner should be able to give the answer 2. Then we look at the main teaching methods. So there are 4 teaching methods. So here, there are 4 teaching methods. So 1, so the 4 teaching methods, 1 is discussion. So discussion method. So now we don't go into the classroom and begin to give lectures. We have to discuss with the children. So either we throw the question to the children, then we solicit their views, what they know about what they are coming to learn. So it's not now more the facilitator to go to the classroom. Today we are learning maths and it's numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exercise. No. Now the children are to bring what they know. Then where we need to assist them, we assist them. No child is right and no child is wrong. All of them, we are there to learn. So we don't see some to be right and others are wrong, because we are all bringing our ideas on board, then we discuss. So where the facilitator needs to assist them, then we assist them by throwing more light on what they have discussed or what they thought is right. So what is wrong, we don't tell them they are wrong and they are right, because we are all bringing our ideas together. So this lesson introduces 5 less time. So we use 5 minutes or 10 minutes in introducing the lesson. used to introduce the lesson and it makes the children their idea, their sense in the classroom instead of their sense being outside the video. So here everybody is involved. Somebody may take the scenario that people may laugh, may bring the idea into the classroom. Not when the teacher comes and continue to talk, you see that the children become bored. Some of them even may not listen to you. They may like to do other things. It's now before you begin to shout, keep quiet, and all those things. So here we need to discuss the matter. So the second student will give us one. The child will only pick one object from there. So the child, the facilitator must be able to demonstrate to the learner that when you say 0, 0 means nothing. And 1 means only 1. So what the learners are supposed to do. So either the facilitator may be involved, maybe you ask them orally or the lead. So you ask them as they say. So this is activity of the class. Then the last one we have the assessment. So this can be our class exercise or the homework that we give them to assess them what they have learned or what they are being taught. If they are able to catch up, then you know who is doing well or who is able to capture what is being taught. And those who are lagging behind, then you see how to. As if we take for the government sector, they have cluster. So it's made up of different schools. So it can either be a school base or a cluster base. Then also we look at the 21st century facilitator and the learner. So assessment in the 21st century is gathering of data about the learner and data to make decisions. So what you want the learner to know and how we want the learner to be in future or after the class. Then also finding the extent to which learner takes place or learning takes place, So finding the extent to which going to demonstrate them so that everybody will understand what you are saying. It's not going to base on you because you are not going to write the assessment. Neither you are going to take the activity. It's the learners who are now going to take the assessment. So you are excluded from the learning. So the learning is being done by them. Then you are just to aid them to still do what they are doing. The measuring learners' performance before, during, and after instruction. So before the lesson, what is their knowledge about what we are going to do? Then during the learning, who are those who are able to catch up? Then after the learning, is everybody able to cope with what is being taught? So during, before, during, and after the learning, then it is also continuous process. So what is being taught today may be continued tomorrow. So it doesn't end there. So we are continuing to each and every one achieve such. So that's how the new curriculum is being designed. Then there are two types of assessment. So we have the formative assessment. Formative is the day-to-day assessment we give to the learners. So the day-to-day assessment we give to the learners, like the classwork, the homework, the class test. Okay. Then the second one is summative. Summative assessment. So this one deals with this, like the school-based assessment, the midterm. So we have the strand. So formally that is the topic. Then we have the sub-strand, which is the sub-topic. Then we have the content standard. That is going to be based on the main idea of the lesson. Then we have the indicator. Where can we locate them? Then we have the examples. What we are going to use as examples to facilitate the learning. So these are the 5 standard-based curriculum divisions that the new curriculum has. So I think we can have the lesson so that we look at them. There are 6 core skills. That is the first one, the critical thinking and problem solving. So we ask the learner to be critical, to think critically, and to be problem solving. Then 2, creativity and innovation. 3, cultural identity and global citizenship. Then the 4th one is collaboration and communication. Then the 5th one is digital literacy. Then last but not the least, personal development and leadership. So these are the 6 core skills that the new curriculum is telling facilitators to go with. So that means our learners should be able to go through this. When there's problem, they should be able to identify the problem and also come with solutions to the problem. We should not also be adding up to the problem, but we should be able to solve the problem. So here, depending on what you are teaching, maybe if you are teaching computing, maybe ICT in the class. So your core competence should be what? Digital literacy. That means you want the children to be digitally inclined. So if it's maths, they should be able to think critically and they should be able to solve. So from these 6 core skills, each subject has its own. So what you are thinking, what you are teaching, what do you want the learners to do? Then you pick it from there. Then we have the reference. The reference. So the reference should be your syllabus. That is the first one. Then maybe your textbooks. So that's where you are thinking what you are going to teach from. So the syllabus is giving you the guide, then your textbooks also will assist you. Then we have the keywords, maybe some of teaching and learning material or the resource. Now the resource can be your colleague teacher in the school. Always the resource should not be only materials. It can also be a teacher, a colleague. So maybe you are teaching something and you want another teacher to learn. So you refer to that teacher who will come and take that portion as your resource material. Because he or she is coming to facilitate that aspect for you. So the children are going to learn from him or her. Okay. Alright. Then we have the keywords. So the keywords that we think the learners cannot pronounce should also be written at the column of the keywords. So maybe if it's maths, numbers, maybe we have composite numbers. Composite maybe above the level. So those should be the keywords from the topic that will be treated. Then now we come to the main writing. That is the day and the duration. So if it's Monday, we indicate the Monday where the day is. Then the duration. We say 30 minutes is 1 period, 60 minutes is 1 period. So you indicate the time. So either double period or single period. Then we have the phase 1. That is the starter. Preparing the brain for learning. Everyone will be in the classroom. You don't know what somebody encountered from home. Somebody maybe when it can be pocket money has not been given. No food. It's coming on empty stomach. So with someone who has already eaten, has snack in the bag, those two people cannot be compared. Now, you the teacher, it's your duty to bring all of them under one umbrella so that whatever we taught, you'll be able to cope with. So the first 10 minutes will be for the children. You engage them. Either they sing, they dance, it can be rhymes, it can be poem. Just to bring their attention to the class. Maybe you raise a song or you ask them. One person should give us a song. Okay, someone should give us a poem, a rhyme. They themselves will bring it. Then everybody will involve him or herself. Then after that, you see that their mind is now in the classroom. Then you move on. Then you introduce the lesson to them. So that will be the main idea here. That is the second part, which will be for 40 minutes. So the 60 minutes, 10 minutes for the first. That is the preparing the children, their brain in the class by engaging them to sing songs, rhymes, and whatever. Maybe it can be a little exercise just to bring their attention to what they are coming to do. Then we have the phase 2, the new learning group assessment. So here, you introduce the topic to them. Now, GSA, we should not be lecturers, but the learning should be done by them. So you introduce it. Okay, maybe 2 plus 2. Or when you are coming on the way, I saw a car, I saw another here. How many cars did I see? So somebody will say, I see 2. Somebody will say, I see 3. Okay, so if I see 1, I see another one, 2. 2, what are we going to learn about? Somebody will say, you are going to learn about English. That doesn't mean the person is wrong. That's what the person needs. Somebody will say, we are going to learn about maths. Then we introduce the lesson to them. So today, we are going to have maths. We are going to learn about numbers. 1 and 1 will give us 2. 2 and 3 will give us 5. So in that order. So that will be the main menu. And if there's any exercise you want them to do, they should do it within that 40 minutes. So you introduce the lesson to them, what they are supposed to do. Then if you want to assess them, you assess them within that 40 minutes. If you are a class teacher, it may be difficult for you to mark the do correction before you leave. But because you are a class teacher, that means when that period ends, another period will follow. But as a subject teacher, you are supposed to do that. Then you can take the books out of the class and go and mark them. Next period, you bring it to them. You discuss those who are wrong. You just go through with them. Then they make the correction. Then the last 10 minutes will be summarizing of what they have learned. So you can ask them, what did we learn today? So they will are not going to talk. It's not you who is going to talk. Because they have learned. And the classroom is for them, not for the teacher. You don't write exam. You don't write class tests. You don't write midterm exam. So it's for the children to participate. So you give each and everyone the chance to talk. So we ask them, what have we learned today? Then they begin to tell, oh, we learned about numbers. Someone will also say, we learned about even numbers, composite numbers, prime numbers. So you see here, they all bring what they have learned together. So you summarize everything together. So now you can also ask them by calling them, what is numbers? What is even number? So here you throw the question to them by calling them. Then you summarize everything for them. So that will be for the next 10 minutes to end up the 60 minutes. So this is how the lesson unit writing goes. So the first 10 minutes is for to prepare the learners, their mind in the class. The 40 minutes is for you to introduce, to teach them, and to assess them, if possible. Then the last 10 minutes is for you to summarize what is being taught for them. So to know whether what you've said, whether the contribution they have made, are others able to capture it? Will people remember what they are being taught? Not when that lesson and then what you have taught has also ended. They should be able to remember, because the next day that lesson will continue. So if we cannot remember the previous lesson, that means we cannot continue. That means you have to go back to that previous lesson and take it again, which will delay your lesson plan. Because if the first week you are supposed to treat this and you are not able, that means the following week you are supposed to treat it, which will go against that week's lesson plan. So that one was to be into consideration. You don't write the story, the whole story. Yeah, so maybe preparing, that is after the song, maybe give us a rhyme. So within that 10 minutes. So learners to sing song and recite rhymes. That will be for the first starter. Are you okay? Alright. Then the phase 2, that is the main. That is the new learning including assessment. So you introduce the lesson, then you assess them. So all will be done over there. Then the last 10 minutes will be for you, the facilitator, to summarize the lesson. So what did we learn today? Learn us to summarize what we've learned today. So that will be it. If the syllabus is here, we can have gotten it in. But if we need it, then we'll go through that one. So the day, so maybe maths is supposed to be throughout the week. Science 3 times in the week and English. But it's not necessary. Maybe depending on your schedule and your time, maybe you have maths 3 times in the week. So maybe if it's Monday, you have Monday, then the time, Tuesday, or maybe Thursday. So that one will take one aspect of the lesson plan. Then the other subject will follow in that order. So maybe English, which is having the most aspects. So we have the grammar, the composition, the listening and speaking, and the comprehension. So these having 4 aspects. So all these 4 aspects needs to be written on. So maybe under the grammar. Now, so maybe the first one you are treating now. So you just write under nouns. Maybe what nouns are some examples of nouns. That doesn't mean you should write everything you are going to teach them over there, because the space is filled. If you mean to write it, that means you have to use maybe about 3 pages. So you just summarize everything.